Yo, most players on Ascent aren't losing gunfights because of their aim, they're losing it because they're peeking everything wrong. In this video, I'm going to break down the most important peaks on Ascent, how to clear angles, how to isolate them, and how to stop taking fights that get you killed for free. After every section, I'll show the full speed version so you can see what it actually looks like in game. Let's get into it. Amen. Here's the first angle when the barrier drops. Put your crosshair into the wall and swing out like this. This is the first angle you're going to want to expose. A lot of the times people will contest you for this space, so make sure you swing this one properly. Don't forget to make sure you keep your crosshair at head level when you're coming out like this to take a shot on anybody that's taking the timing here. But this is the next angle you're going to want to expose. Clear all of this as an off angle because people will play out and then use some sort of retreat utility. When you're coming up into main here, you may need to be aware of wine, but it's not likely that somebody took this timing if you're clearing a main as an attacker quickly. You can use some sort of scan utility like a Sova drone to take the space early so that way nobody beats you, but if you're both going at full speed and quietly, then the attackers have the advantage here. You're not going to be able to tuck here without them seeing you. So just make sure you are aware of this. If a defender could have taken the timing, you need to clear it. Here's the next angle that you're going to want to peek just like this. Put your crosshair into the wall here and swing out and expose this. This is a common on angle for defenders. The next one, you're going to want to put your crosshair up just a little bit from where you had it because this is the one right here. All right, put your crosshair up just a little bit and you're going to clear behind the box just like this. Here's the next angle. It's just the right side of dice right here. Just swing out and expose only this one. You're going to want to put your crosshair up again for heaven. It's this box right here. So just be aware of like the difference in the heights while you're like exposing, while you're slicing just like this. Here's this one. The difference between this and then this. The next angle is the left side of dice right here. Okay, be aware of this. The defenders can obviously take timing on either side of dice. After the left side of dice, you're going to want to put your crosshair up again and swing heaven. This is the most common angle for a defender to play on this map. They have a lot of cover here and they can rotate a little bit faster when they're already up into heaven. Now, you could argue that you're going to want to jiggle this one because they could be playing left side hell, right? But honestly, I think it's way more common to just put your crosshair up on the first clear. If there's no smoke for whatever reason, this is where somebody's likely playing. The next angle is the right side of Gen. Swing out and expose this one. After that, you're going to want to expose the left side of Gen right here. Be aware they can obviously take timing on both sides here. All right, so now when you're coming out into sight, okay, be aware very, very deep in this corner. This is an angle that somebody may play. They may be tucked here, but I'm going to show you how to expose the left side from when you're coming on. So get against the right wall here and expose this angle. That's one right here. Practice this, only expose this little sliver right here. The reason why you just want to expose this little sliver is because the next angle you're going to put your crosshair up and expose this one. This is a very, very common on angle for a defender to play for the same reason that they could rotate just a little bit faster to be if they are playing here, same as the heaven angle. All right, lastly, when you're coming out, okay, be aware of these off angles. This is possible, not super likely, but possible. All right, this is an angle that you're gonna want to clear. Be aware when you're coming out just all the way back here. You can finally clear this full deep corner if you didn't have some sort of scan utility. The last angle that you're gonna want to peek when you're coming on to sight is just like this. All right, here is the full timing off the barrier drop. B main. The barrier drops is the first angle you're going to want to be aware of. Put your crosshair right here for this first main angle. Just swing out and expose like this. All right, the next angle you're going to want to peek after you've exposed this one, just come out, keep your crosshair at head height, and just be aware of this player playing in an off angle anywhere up until this point. Honestly, it's very possible for somebody to sit. When you're coming up here, just be aware you can do all of this quietly, but they can take timing as a defender to get all the way into this corner. As long as you're against this left wall here, you'll be able to see them before they can see you. There's no way the defender can see you at this point if you can just get the like outside of their arm here, and then you will have the advantage. You can expose or you can shoot them through the wall. At this point, just expose and still do this quietly. All right, the next angle that you're going to want to peek here, put your crosshair back towards the main opening and put your crosshair into logs. looks like this. Perfect. Expose this one. It's pretty common for a defender to sit here. They are kind of trapped and can get util dumped, so just be aware that if they're stuck here, use some sort of utility and get them out. All right, the next angle, put your crosshair up for the market player. Now be aware that this is like a staircase right here, so you're gonna want to just put your crosshair up a little bit higher than normal head height, right? Just swing out and expose like this. All right, put your crosshair here for the next one. This is still possible. I see like lower elo players play here occasionally. Put your crosshair back like down with the slope of the ramp here. All right, the next one, just put your crosshair back at normal head height for the floor here and expose the right side of CT. The next one, just expose the left side. So you can do this in 2 separate motions, all quietly. Probably the most common angle for a sentinel or just somebody that's anchoring the B site is this angle behind stairs. After you've cleared your CT or you've smoked it off like you normally would on a site hit, just like this. After you've exposed these ones or smoked it, just come out and expose this angle. This is a super common angle because they can retreat back onto site here. Next, you can want to be aware of all of these boat angles. This is super common all the way down up until this point because they have a little bit of cover here in this corner, but just keep your crosshair at head height. There's no worries when you're exposing this if you're coming out properly. To finally get onto site, remember you have these smokes here or you've already cleared them properly on your lurk. Just put your crosshair here, account for the little change in elevation that is on this wall right here, just a little bit higher than normal head height. Obviously the normal height is like here, right? But there's a little bit of a staircase. Put your crosshair up a little bit and expose like this. The last angle when you actually come through the main choke point is just hard into this wall here and swing out and expose this one. All right. Now, when you're coming onto site, you're going to want to be aware all the way up until these deep market and deep CT angles. When you finally get all the way out, this one is probably a little bit more worrisome, but again, maybe you have your smokes. If not, then you're lurking and it's totally fine. Maybe the defenders have already rotated, but if you're trying to get some space here, just be aware all the way up until this point, and you can also check this deep logs corner. Here's the full timing for B main off the barrier. Top mid. So I'm going to show you how to get to A from top mid here. So when the barrier drops, this is the first angle you're going to want to peek. I would jump spot this one honestly first. It doesn't really make enough noise for you to give away your position except for maybe the cubby guy, but jump spot this first one so that you're aware of anybody sitting bottom mid here. They can take this timing as a defender, swing out, put your crosshair somewhere in the open. They could be on the left or the right here. Put your crosshair here and be ready for this one. If you're going to swing out and expose the rest of bottom mid, just be aware of this. This is a very possible timing somebody could take, but put your crosshair back here and swing out into market here. This is a common on angle for somebody to sit as a defender. They have the cover of market and they can just sit there, take a shot and tuck. So now when you're coming up cat, you're always going to want to be aware of this timing that somebody's swinging you from cubby. Defenders do like to take this, but keep your crosshair here all the way up until these deep corners here, guys. These are very common on ankles that defenders will sit because they can get mid info very easily from here. Just be aware of this. Come all the way out here and you're putting your crosshair up to these off angles here. But the problem is, guys, when you're exposing this angle all the way here, you need to be aware of these. So what you're going to actually do when you're coming up, ask your smokes player to put a smoke just like this. We're going to put our crosshair to the right here, swing out and expose this angle just like this. All right, that's a fight that you're going to want to take. This is still smoke behind you, don't worry. Now we're going to swing out, put your crosshair here. This one is more of an off angle, okay, but it's just better to adjust. Keep your crosshair head height, expose these slowly. The next angle that you want to peek is up here. This one's very often ignored. If you're not clearing this one properly, it's very possible that you die in your ranked games. So put your crosshair here and swing out and expose this. All right, after you've cleared this one, put your crosshair back down. You can walk up against this left wall. You get the advantage on the defender here. You see, I can see his gun barrel right here. It's actually very interesting. Then there's no way the defender can see you if you're against this back wall. Just swing out. You still have the advantage and then clear this one. After you've cleared this corner, the next angle that you're going to want to peek is right here. Put your crosshair up just a little bit because there's this ramp right here that goes up into tree, or from tree to garden. So put your crosshair up just a little bit, clear this one. This is a common angle coming out, and just get this deep corner. It's a little bit easier if you're backed far away here, but they don't actually have a good spot to sit if they're here. If you're against this wall, it actually makes this kind of awkward to clear like this, so just be aware of that one. The next angle, put your crosshair onto the right here and swing out and expose just like this. Okay. Now, when you're coming out and exposing all of these side angles, these are separate. Okay, so just be aware of this. You can slice these a little bit better than I'm showing you here. Just practice, just expose this one and then this one. This is still possible for a defender to sit. Keep your crosshair at head high all the way here. This is where somebody could be sitting to defend A main. And if you don't have any A main players, you're gonna need to be aware all the way up to here. Now, if for whatever reason you don't have this smoke right here, then you're going to want to put your crosshair up and clear window just like this. Okay, it's more common for them to be on the right side, but all the way up until here they can be on the left. Here, this is the next angle that you're going to want to peek, but you're also exposing yourself almost to this guy here, so just be very careful how you're peeking this one. Expose this angle. You can get a little bit closer if you're worried, so you're not exposing yourself to all the side angles. You can clear this one just like this and then come out onto site. All right, this is the top mid timing. Tiles. I'm going to show you how to do a perfect mid lurk from tiles to B. So this is the first angle that you're going to want to peek with the barrier drops. Be aware of this one. Maybe do it on timing so you don't expose yourself so early, but this is the first fight right here. Just like this, okay? Just swing out, and the wider that you swing this, the more unpredictably that you can swing this. It's honestly a little bit better just so you give yourself time to adjust. They can also be playing like pretty tucked here, but at this point, if you're slicing just like this, it's pretty difficult to only expose yourself here and not shoulder this angle. So if you just swing all the way out, then you can adjust. And if they're here and this is what you're pre-aiming for, then this is the best fight. Next, put your crosshair down a little bit, and obviously after you've already exposed this, or maybe you can smoke it off if you ask your smokes player or you're playing smokes yourself, smoke this off just like this, and then come out, expose the right side of bottom mid just like this. That's a fight. The next angle when you're coming all the way out is pizza, just like this. This is still within like the choke of tiles here. Just be aware of this one. You're going to want to swing this one first and then put your crosshair up because of this ramp and clear this one. Just put your crosshair into the fridge here and swing like this. The right side of mid 3 here is a very common angle for defenders to sit and passively hold mid space. Coming all the way out again is the inside of market right here, and defenders will play this angle to watch top mid or get some info on anybody trying to push through mid. Now, when you're coming all the way up and you've exposed these angles already, just be aware, like, you maybe want to unexpose yourself from the cubby guy if you don't have a smoke. That's why I was backed up behind this little like item here. I don't know what this is. All right, so you're gonna just expose like this. Okay, then you can come up and start worrying about all of these deep angles that you've cleared here. Just be aware that they could be like tucked right here, maybe not showing themselves all the way up until this point, but here, this you're gonna want to be aware of all the way up until this point. So come out and then maybe re-clear these angles that you've already checked once, but they could obviously take timing. You know, the defenders could be rotating at this point. If they're making noise on A, if your teammate's making noise on B main, then you're going to want to be aware of somebody coming out cubby.
So just come out, expose these angles in these little pockets here and up on height. Just be careful how you do this. You don't want to expose yourself too heavily to one side or the other. So if you come up against the far wall, you can expose like this, but they can see you from this point, right? So just be careful here. It's obviously really, really good to have some sort of scan utility from your Sova, or if you have like a drone of some sort, like a Teo drone or a Fade Dog, maybe, then you're going to want to clear out these little pockets and then just take your timing up to mid here. When you're walking up, okay, be aware of this all the way up until this point. Defenders could be playing here. Clear your pizza angles just like this, and then come out and clear your market angles. Now, this one's pretty awkward to clear, honestly, because you're going to want to worry about the first angle here at the top of the stairs, then maybe put your crosshair down because they could be playing like behind the switch. Okay, then back up, your crosshair goes, clear all the way deep here and get this one. Still not exposed yourself to CT here, but you can check these ones, crosshair up for the ramp, right? Just like this, come out, clear all the way back here, and then you can go onto B site with your team, or maybe catch somebody not looking at you in the market smoke.
All right, lastly, here is the tiles timing.
Okay, let's go.